Alright guys, that's right. Today I'm going to do a video. I've been thinking about doing this one for a while, about religion and politics. Where does this myth come from, you guys, that religion has no place in politics? Where does the myth come from? Because it's certainly not in any of our legal documents, including but not limited to the Constitution or the Declaration. As Christians, wow, siren, where is it? Fire truck. As Christians, has not Christ said, go into all the world and preach the gospel? Well, that would include politics. That's part of this world we live in. So, have you guys noticed that there is a myth perpetuated, and it's always perpetuated by liberals and socialists and atheists, that Christianity does not belong in politics? Where do they get this myth? Well, I'm going to tell you where they get it. They get it from their own minds. They have built up this lie to keep Christians out of politics. But there are intelligent Christians, humble Christians like myself, that realize that this country was founded on Christianity, by Christians. As evidenced of Patrick Henry saying, it could never be emphasized too often or too strongly that this nation was founded not on religion, but on the gospel of Jesus Christ, not by religionists, but by Christians, unquote. So, I don't know if you guys ever saw this video before they attacked my channel. My channel got attacked by militant homosexuals because, hold on, this light always catches me. Because Proposition 8 was a proposition out here that protected marriage between a man and a woman. And I was driving down the street one day in my car. I was a cager that day. And lo and behold, I see this group of No on 8 supporters. And of course they were homosexuals, atheists, liberals, and they were pushing homosexual marriage. So I got out, I thought I'd make a good video, and I got out and I started talking to them while I was filming. I even got their permission to film. They weren't really like afraid or anything, because it was just one of me and there are all kinds of them. Wow. So I get out, get this, I get out of the car, I walk over to them and I start talking to them. I say, hey, do you guys want to be on my website? And they go, what type of website is it? I go, it's a YouTube website. I talk about things like politics, religion, you know, so I tell them the truth. And so right away this very outspoken woman says, yeah, I'll be on it. So I start talking with her, and she's like, she didn't know I was a Christian, right? She's, oh, well, the Christians always say that it's in the Bible, but the only place it says homosexuality is sin is, and then of course, I don't know, she quoted the wrong passage even. So then I began quoting, you know, from Leviticus, from Romans, you know, all kinds of passages. And then she said, well, there's a separation between church and state. And I said, no, there's not. And she goes, yes, there is. It's in the Constitution. I go, no, it's not in the Constitution or Declaration of Independence. I go, where is it? Now, you guys know that that was a letter that actually protected the free speech of churches. And Thomas Jefferson had written that letter to a leading member of the church because they were wondering, is this new government going to be hostile to our Christian beliefs? And basically Jefferson said, no, there's going to be a wall between you and the church where they cannot infringe upon your right. Now, we also know that in our governing documents it says Congress shall make no law basically establishing a state religion. That does not say that it will prohibit religion and politics. It says they're not going to make a law saying, okay, Mormonism is the state religion. Wicca is a state religion. They're not going to do that. Everyone has the right to believe what they want. But it's not just a stretch to say that there's a separation between church and state, means Christians cannot be in politics. That would even be an idiocy, the highest form of idiocy in the translation. In fact, the founders knew that maybe there'd be liberals in the world, so they also put, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That thing's loose on the truck. So, Christians should be in politics. Why should the Obama administration be able to have transgender, humanist liberals, but we cannot have Christians in office? Why is it the Obama administration can have socialists, people with socialist, communist ideas? Hey, look at it, I got a motorcycle here and a motorcycle there, behind me. Yet, we cannot have Christians in the office. So, that's a nice Harley. So I believe, Shadow Spirit, let's go this way. I believe that it is good and just and right to preach the gospel everywhere. Only a false Christian or a liberal would say, well, I don't know, we shouldn't preach the gospel anyway. Well, then you're going against what Jesus Christ said. Jesus Christ said, go into part of the world. No. Jesus Christ said, well, go into the world that will accept you readily. No. Jesus Christ said, go into all the world. That means our public government, evil, liberal socializing school system. We used to teach the Bible in school. Did you know that? Until our stupid liberal year of the year 2009 going on 2010. Like right around the 1950s, 60s, when liberalism crept up its perverted head. So I believe, and the founders believe, most of them being Christian, all of them believing in God. You know, there wasn't one atheist in the group of our founders. All of them believed in God, and well over 99.9% of them were Christian. I've done the research. So I believe it is good and holy and just, and that's what Jesus Christ wants us to do, is to infiltrate. That's right. The government-run, godless, evil, liberal, indoctrinating school systems and the government, and make policy that represent our Christian values. So don't buy into the liberal lie that you're not allowed to be a Christian, even in politics. Even the courts have said, quote, the person of faith does not divorce his beliefs just because he walks into a federal government building. Just because I'm a student going to school, for example, I do not have to leave my Christianity at the door. And I will not leave my Christianity at the door. So let's wrap up this video, and I'll tell you, let's stop with a quote that Jesus Christ said, where he said, you're the salt. If salt loses its saltiness, how will it be salted? In other words, we're the last hope of this fallen world. We need to have Christianity in politics, our school system, everywhere. Why wouldn't you want the saving gospel of Jesus Christ in these institutions, unless you're just a false Christian or a liberal? Why wouldn't you want that? Sometimes I'll get people, they'll say, well, I'm a Christian, but I disagree. And then when I start questioning them, well, do you believe in this part of the Bible where Jesus said that? Well, no, those were the old days. So there are false Christians saying they're Christians that are basically hampering the work of Christ. Woe to those people, that's all I got to say. In fact, you cannot be a liberal and be a Christian at the same time. It's impossible, because what liberals believe is totally against what the Bible says. Just look at what some of the things Obama's doing. They're totally anti-Christian. God bless you guys. See you at church tonight. Click more info to go to church. 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time.